Okay, hey everybody, this is John, and let's take a look at Netflix. So Netflix, the earnings came out. We went from 108 down to 103, shot up to 123, and now here we are as I'm writing this, as I'm talking, about 114 or so. And what's interesting about this is, in terms of an option strategy, this is exactly what we wanted. Okay, the idea here is that, well, and of course we'll see where we are in the morning. But the idea on something like this with earnings is that, I think the idea is like, hey, the market's going down, let's buy puts on Netflix. No. With earnings, it's all about the IV crush, no matter what the market is doing, right? So how do you set that up? So you can see here, and the way I'd set this up is I accidentally did the wrong trade at the close. When I first did it, I did this one. I did the 108, but I did it 10 days out. Okay, what I wanted to do was the one 3 days out. So the one 3 days out was 940. The one next week was 935. Now that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You're still going to get a little bit of IV crush, just not as much, right? But the idea is that tomorrow, so we closed at 107.89. We sold the 108s, bought some protection, okay? And if tomorrow we open up around here, that would be great. I mean, at this point, if we open up essentially, below 120, give or take, and above, like say 95, give or take, we'll make some money on this. And the closer we are to 108, the better. So the next question is when do you get out of this? Well, if this gaps up tomorrow, 112, 113, the first thing I would do is try to buy back these short puts. Okay, now if they're a nickel, that'd be great. Now tomorrow's only Wednesday, so I think it'd have to be a really big gap up to do that. But so just remember that tomorrow you want to buy back. If we gap up, buy back those puts. Now if there's a lot of premium left in the 95s, then just buy back the whole put spread. But if these drop to a nickel, well then who cares? Leave those sitting there, because that's your lottery ticket if Netflix just crashes. But buy back that short put, because if it gaps up and then pukes, right? The other way to look at this is like, all right, we sold this for 940. What could we buy it back at? Well, if we have an opportunity to buy it back at say half off, like 420, then who cares? Just buy it back and be done with it. All right. So that's kind of the strategy there for Netflix. And then from there, just want to take a quick look at Google. Google here on the 195-minute chart, you can see it starting to kind of try to turn higher. And I noticed today on the 39-minute chart, we got the blue here, which means that we've got a positive kind of a divergence there in momentum. We'll see what it goes. I mean, it's hard to get too excited about the bullish side here, but just the idea that instead of collapsing, we might get a little bit of a bounce is intriguing. So we sold a put credit spread on that. And then if we look here at the NASDAQ futures, we'll look at a daily chart, and then we'll look at a 39-minute chart. And what we can see here is on the NASDAQ futures, we have, we're kind of pounding here into this 41.27 tree line, but you can see that we did get an early warning that the momentum's trying to change here. And we are just at the cusp in these markets where everything in terms of timing, in terms of the length of this move down, points towards a bounce. Doesn't mean the bottom, it just means a bounce, like 44.16, whatever it is. If we can't bounce, and from here we just, then it could get really ugly. This could be, more of a, wow, we're looking for a 30% decline. Okay, so at this point, I like the idea here of essentially focusing more on kind of short-term trading of futures. I'm not trying to catch some, huge move here, all right? I mean, just little things like this where you get these kind of little no-brainer setups. You can follow along, your risk is small, you can stay in the trade for as long as it's valid, right? And one contract, $120, that adds up after a while, and you don't have to sit there and wonder what's going on, right? And it doesn't matter if it's long or short. Obviously, in this market, long trades don't tend to last very long, but it's not like there's anything, it's not like there's not opportunities there. Plus, if we get a nice short covering rally, right, it can actually turn out to be something fairly good. And I think here in this market that understanding the futures game here, and so far this year, futures has been the best performing account. I'd set up those 4 accounts at the beginning of the year: 5K, 15K, 45K, and 185K. And at this point, the 15K futures account is up 20%. And after today, it's up about 22%, and continuing to just grind it out. Base hits, no need for home runs. So as a reminder for this has been the long-awaited class. I have not taught a futures trading class in 2 years. I'm going to be doing one this Saturday, January 23rd, from noon to 5 Central. All right. And in this, we're essentially, the idea is that if you don't know anything about futures, that you can come in here, you can learn everything that you need to know, okay? And not the confusing stuff. You don't really need to know what notional value is, right? I mean, we'll tell it to you, but that's not the important part. The important part is from a trading perspective. How much risk do you take? How difficult is this to learn? What strategies work? Do you hold overnight? And at the end of this class, you can sit there and just kind of do what I do during the day. I mean, when I'm in the room, I'm calling out futures trades. We've had a really good win ratio. People are asking like, well, what are the setups and what are you doing? Well, that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday. And then we're going to do 3 days of live trading just on futures on the 26th, 27th, 28th, okay? So then this is the area that most people do. That's $9.97, and that obviously includes the Saturday class. And then for those of you that you're at a point in your life where you're like, I'm ready to do this, I'm all in, and you want to join our elite group that's going to be in Austin live January 31st through February 2nd, limited to 50 people. There's a couple of spots left there. You can sign up for that, and this is all included, okay? This is kind of the make or break. This is the kind of year where there's certain strategies that work the best. So far what I'm seeing is that futures works the best. It doesn't mean that options don't have a place. It just means the more knowledge you have, the better. And let's work together and knock it out of the park, all right? You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.